السلام عليكم. الموضوع اليوم digestive system. I divided this subject into three parts: the oral cavity, part 1, part 2, esophagus and stomach, and part 3, small and large intestines. Okay, the first part is the oral cavity. Digestive system. The digestive system is a long tube or tract which consists of oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anal canal. As well, this system has accessory organs. It's associated with digestive tract, such as salivary gland, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. These organs is located outside of digestive tract and transport their secretion to the digestive tract via the excretory duct. Oral cavity. It's the first part of the digestive tract, or also called the mouth or buccal cavity. In the oral cavity, food is ingested, masticated, and lubricated by saliva for swallowing. Oral cavity is lined by non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelial tissue. The oral cavity consists of the mouth and its structures, which include the tongue, teeth, salivary glands, and tonsils. The tongue. Tongue is the muscular organs. The core of the tongue consists of connective tissue and interlacing bundle of the skeletal muscle fiber. The distribution and random orientation of the skeletal muscle fiber in the tongue allowed for increased movement during chewing, swallowing, and speaking. This figure is H and E slide of the tongue. The skeletal muscle in the tongue grown in three planes: horizontal plane, vertical, and oblique, or also called Z direction. The random orientation of these skeletal fibers increase the movement of the tongue during chewing, swallowing, and speaking. The dorsal surface of the tongue is divided into an anterior 2/3 and posterior 1/3. The anterior is a mobile tongue. The posterior is the base of the tongue. The anterior is constitute 2/3 of the total mass of the tongue. Also, the base or the posterior part of the tongue is constitute 1/3. This area, anterior and posterior, it's separated by a depression or V-shaped depression. V-shaped depression called sulcus terminalis. In other words, the sulcus terminalis is separated of the base and body of the tongue. Base and the body of the tongue. Papillae. The epithelium of the tongue or of the dorsal surface of the tongue is irregular, or rough, and has a numerous elevation. This elevation or projection from the connective tissue, elevation of the connective tissue covered by the stratified squamous epithelium, non-keratinized, form the structure of papillae. There are 4 papillae: filiform, green dot; fungiform, yellow; circumvallate papillae. It's located in front of sulcus terminalis, and follate, which located in the lateral edge of the posterior part of the tongue. Filiform papillae, the most numerous and smallest papillae. Its cover almost the entire dorsal surface of the tongue. Doesn't contain taste buds، يعني ما تحتوي على براعم ذوقية. These papillae serve only a mechanical role: provide friction to help move food during chewing، يعني تساعد على شو اسمه حركة الطعام أثناء المضغ. This filiform papillae is elevation of connective tissue covered by stratified squamous epithelium, is separated from the connective tissue by the basal lamina or basement membrane. Okay, and this skeletal muscle of the tongue, this epithelium, connective tissue. Fungiform, less numerous but larger, broader, and taller than the filiform papillae. These papillae like a mushroom shape and are more prevalent in the anterior part or anterior region of the tongue. Have a taste bud. Valate papillae are much larger than fungiform and filiform papillae. From 8 to 12 are located in the posterior region of the tongue, in front of the sulcus terminalis. These papillae are characterized by a deep furrow or deep evagination that completely encircle them. Also, we can see numerous serous glands which open in the furrow by the excretory duct. Folate papillae, they are found on the posterior lateral edge of the tongue and contain many taste buds. Synapses with the nerve. Taste buds. Okay. This figure shows the 4 types of papillae. This is the tongue. Valate, located in the posterior part of the tongue, in front of the sulcus terminalis. Folate papillae, located in the edge lateral of the posterior part of the tongue, fungiform in anterior part of the tongue or anterior region of the tongue, and filiform located in the interior of the tongue. Taste pod. Taste pod is located in the epithelium, of the tongue. Located in the epithelium of the tongue. We can see taste pod in folate, fungiform papillae, and circumvallate papillae. In histological section, this H and E section of the tongue, we can see the taste pod is the oval shape, extend from the base to the lumen or to the apical. A small opening onto the epithelial surface at the apex of the taste bud is called taste pore. This taste pore, small opening in the apex of taste buds, this taste pore. Also, we can see the three types of cells in the taste pod: supported cell and sensory cell or cells, and the basal cells. Sensory cells are numerous cells, elongated cells, which extend from the base to the apical. Also, this type of cells synapses with the nerve. Sensor cells. Supported cells, less numerous. They are so elongated from the base to the apical. They contain microvilli on their apical surface, but do not synapses with the nerve. Basal cells are small cells located in the basal portion of the taste bud. Located in the basal portion of the taste bud. These cells, stem cells, undifferentiated cells, can differentiate it to give us sensory cells and supportive cells. Salivary gland. There are three major salivary glands. Parotid glands, located anterior and inferior to the external ear. This type of salivary gland is the largest salivary gland. The second one is submandibular or submaxillary gland, located inferior to the mandible and the floor of the mouth. The last one is sublingual gland, located inferior to the tongue. Salivary glands are composed of secretory units, يعني وحدة فارزة called أسنان, and excretory duct, وحدة ناقلة. Excretory duct transport their secretion to the oral cavity. It's opening to the oral cavity to transport the saliva to the oral cavity. This figure shows the location of the three types of salivary glands: parotid, submaxillary, and sublingual. Cells of the salivary gland acini. The acini of salivary gland consists of three types of cells: serous cells, mucous cells, and myoepithelial cells. Serous cells is a pyramidal in shape, يعني شكل الهرم, spherical or round nuclei. Secretory granules accumulation in the apical spincular, in the apical part of the cytoplasm. Mucous cells, the other type of cell, are similar in shape to cirrus. The cytoplasm in complete fold with the secretory product mucus. The nucleus flattened in shape and displaced to the base of the cytoplasm. Myoepithelial cells are flattened cells that surround both cirrus and the mucus acini. The contraction of these cells aided to movement of the secretory product. This myoepithelial cells is the flattened cells surrounded each cirrus cells and the mucus cells. This myoepithelial cells. The contraction of these type of cells aided to movement the secretory product or their excretion. Also, we can see mucus and cirrus cells in the same or in this. We can see the mucus and cirrus cells in salivary gland. Both the mucus and serous cells are present in the same secretory acini. يعني دول الاثنين هم موجودين ممكن نشوفهم نفس وحدة الإفراز. This type of cells called mixed where mucus is predominant يعني الميوكس هي تكون الأغلب السائدة. Serous cells form a moon shape يعني شلون شكل الهلال. Cover the mucus cells. This structure called serous demylon. Serous demylon. Thank you.